Welcome back. Aurelius and Malik, the classified archive. We close the ONMB scandal file today. 5 parts. The end of the story. As the dust began to settle on the monumental ONMB scandal, the ramifications of this unprecedented financial debacle became painfully clear. This was not merely a story of misappropriated funds. It was a catalyst that reshaped Malaysia's political landscape. The revelations surrounding the misuse of billions ignited outrage, a demand for accountability that echoed through the halls of power. This is what empires do. They sow the seeds of change through their own corruption.
But let's not forget the human cost of this scandal, Aurelius. It was the everyday Malaysians who suffered the most, not just abstract political landscapes. The scandal revealed how unchecked power can lead to devastating consequences for the populace. Their lives were disrupted, while the elites indulged in luxury, funded by their betrayal. That's the real tragedy here.
The collective consciousness you speak of emerged directly from the stark realities of that corruption. It galvanized a population that had previously been complacent. People began to demand transparency and accountability from their leaders, refusing to accept the status quo any longer. This awakening was not just a fleeting moment. It reshaped the core of society. Understanding this transformation in public sentiment is essential to grasping the scandal's legacy and how it reverberated through the corridors of power.
Aurelius, while public sentiment shifted, it was not an overnight change. It took years of frustration and disillusionment for Malaysians to reach that point. This scandal served as a wake-up call, revealing how deeply entrenched corruption had become. The reality is, their trust was shattered long before the scandal broke. The people were already engaged, but ONMB pushed them to the forefront.
True, the emotional toll was immense. The ONMB scandal went beyond just financial loss. It shattered the trust of an entire nation. Families who had hoped for better public services and infrastructure found their expectations dashed, leaving them disillusioned. The fallout didn't just alter public perception. It reshaped Malaysia's governance and political dynamics entirely, creating an opening for the opposition that ultimately led to their surprising rise in the 2018 elections. We can't underestimate the ripple effects of such betrayals.
The 2018 elections were a direct response to the disillusionment caused by ONMB. It wasn't just about changing leaders. It was about a collective yearning for reform. The Pakatan Harapan coalition's victory represented a significant shift in Malaysia's political landscape. But let's not romanticize it. Change is challenging, and the scars of this scandal will take time to heal.
The revelations from the scandal prompted a wave of international scrutiny. Governments worldwide took a hard look at their financial oversight mechanisms. The U.S. Department of Justice's recovery of over $1.1 billion in assets was a significant step forward. But it also underscored a harsh reality. Corruption knows no borders. We're reminded that what happens in one nation can ripple through others, challenging our perceptions of accountability and governance on a global scale. This is the complex web we navigate.
The Doji's actions were a start, but they barely scratched the surface. Yolo, the alleged mastermind, is still out there, a fugitive dodging justice while countless victims continue to suffer. It's hard not to feel for those who lost everything. This raises serious questions about accountability on a global scale. How can we trust systems that let powerful individuals slip through the cracks? It makes you wonder who's really protecting whom in this game.
The fallout from ONMB revealed glaring vulnerabilities in the international banking system that we can't ignore. This isn't just about Malaysia. It serves as a cautionary tale for nations across the globe. The Financial Action Task Force has ramped up efforts to strengthen global standards, but we must ask ourselves, will these measures truly be enough? Or will they merely patch the holes while the real problems persist? History has shown us that without genuine commitment, abuses can easily resurface.
It's not just about regulations, Aurelius. It's about the culture of governance. The emotional scars left on the Malaysian populace must not be ignored. Families are still grappling with deteriorating public services every day, while the elites flaunt their wealth without a care. We're talking about real people here, children who can get proper education, parents who worry about healthcare. The fight against corruption requires societal change, not just legal frameworks. We need a shift in attitudes, a commitment to justice that goes beyond the law.
You're right about the emotional toll. The legacy of an MB isn't just a financial scandal. It has left a deep psychological impact on our nation. Rebuilding that trust won't be easy. It will take time and effort. But perhaps those scars can lead to greater vigilance. We may end up with a populace that demands better governance and accountability. In the end, we must learn from this to prevent history from repeating itself.
The call for transparency and accountability is louder now than ever. Activists like Maria Chin Abdullah have stepped into the spotlight, fighting for a system that truly prioritizes the people's needs. The fallout from ONNB has ignited a revolution in civic engagement across the country. It's a stark reminder that ordinary citizens have the power to demand change and hold their leaders accountable. We can't forget that real lives are affected by these decisions, and it's our duty to speak up.
The story of an MB is far from over. Its effects will resonate for years, shaping political landscapes and influencing public trust. We've seen this before, where corruption leaves deep scars. The optimism for a more transparent future is welcome, but let's be real. History teaches us that the path to reform is often littered with obstacles. It requires vigilance, and sometimes we stumble before we can move forward. We must remain engaged and watchful, for the lessons of the past are too valuable to ignore.
And that closes the ONNB scandal file. 5 parts. One complete story. The full series lives on the classified archive, part of the archive network. There's no shortage of files. Browse what pulls at you next.